What's up guys, how you doing? I'm not doing so bad myself. Before I get into the video, I just want to say this isn't a debate. This isn't about Android versus iPhone or anything like that. If you want to debate in the comments, that's fine. I don't really mind about that. But this isn't a debate. This is about three types of people in this world. People that stayed with Android, stuck with Android, started with Android, and same with iPhone. People that started with iPhone and stuck with iPhone. And then there's a third person, a person that's started with iPhone and then switched to Android, or started with Android and switched to an iPhone. And I know I said there's three types of people, but there's actually five, but I don't count them as humans, so I just said three: Windows phone users and Linux phone users. There is no way you guys exist. If your parents bought you that, turn yourself into adoption right now, because they do not fucking love you. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna be straight up and honest with you. And if you bought that yourself, you genuinely hate yourself and just hate your life, and you just want to make it even worse by giving yourself what you deserve: a fucking Linux and a Windows phone. And I know you guys probably had some hope that I was gonna talk about you today, but you guys are in the gutter. No one's gonna talk about you, and neither am I today. This is strictly about iPhone and Android, okay? So you guys can walk yourself out the door or the window. No one? Okay, my bad for being a bit corny, but personally, I've been on both sides. I've used Android, I've used iPhone, and I started off with Android and then I got to iPhone because, why not? Actually, I'm lying. I did it to impress a girl. I wanted to talk to her on iMessages, and I'm not trying to be that one dude with the green messages, you know, the green bubbles, you know, the infamous green bubbles. I mean, that was the thing that kind of sparked it, but that wasn't only it. I gave into societal pressure. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to have friends, and everyone had iPhones, and you had to message them with blue messages, blue ticks, FaceTime, all this stuff, all that good stuff I wanted to do. And when you have an Android, you feel so left out. It's like wearing pajamas at a fancy restaurant. So I just had to give up the modded APKs, Lucky Patcher, and Happy Mod. You know, iOS users have no idea what I'm talking about, but Android users, you know what I'm talking about, man. Lucky Patcher, Happy Mod. Happy Mod is like more infamous right now, but Lucky Patcher was the bomb back then because there was no Happy Mod. And if you guys, Apple people, you know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you could basically go on Chrome, you could download whatever app you want, and you were more prone to downloading viruses if you used Chrome on its own. So Happy Mod, it was like a Play Store and App Store where you can just like search up what you want to download, and then you just download it, and then there you go, you got the app virus free. Say for example, you got Subway Surfers, you did 1 billion keys, 1 billion coins, all the characters unlocked and everything, all the achievements just unlocked. And then Lucky Patcher was like an app manipulator, so you could like take out payment methods. Now there's no payments in the game. You can just pay whatever you want. You're not actually paying for anything because, you know, you just got everything for free, and you could just take out ads as well if you wanted to. So you just had the app, and then you could take out the bad parts and keep in the good stuff. So it was good. You can manipulate an app. Yeah, so that was just for the iPhone users, just to understand what I'm talking about. But you know, now that you understand, I had no money, I had no console, so it was nice playing paid games for free, like Bully. You know Bully by Rockstar Games? Lord, that was a good game. And GTA San Andreas. When I found about these modern games and all this kind of stuff that I could just get stuff for free, I was off Gangster Vegas. I needed some culture, bro. That shit was the bomb. Gangster Vegas was good, but I needed some culture, dude. And man, I had to let go of all of that just so I could message blue bubbles and FaceTime, just to fit in with the crowd. You know, I do miss Android sometimes. And like I said, since I switched to an iPhone, I do look back sometimes and I do miss some aspects of the Android. Like, it was a playground, probably like a public one in the Bronx, but you know, it was a playground where you hear gunshots every so often. But you know, it's a playground. You get to do whatever you want. You want an app that ties your shoelace? You got it. You want an app that wipes your ass? You got that, bro. And then you try download an ad-free version of Vape Prank Simulator on Google Chrome, and then you get a virus. And now you got porn ads all over your fucking home screen, dude. Like, what the fuck, man? But what I'm trying to say is, the public park has some freedom, but there's also a chance a hobo comes, bums you, does whatever he wants. He has his way with you, but hey, that's the cost of freedom. There's always risk in freedom, you know? Whereas iPhone, it's a peaceful, beautiful garden. There's no crackhead hobo gonna try bum you in the arsehole, and that might be bad news for some people, that might be good news for some people, but you know, there's gonna be no hobos trying to bum you. There's gonna be no one trying to have their ways with you. There's no one gonna touch you, you know? But the walls are so high up, it's impossible to leave. You're safe in the garden, but you got no freedom. Like the public park, you had freedom, but you know, you weren't safe. But you know, now you want to use your camera, £10. You want to put on a wallpaper, £100. Shout out MKBHD. But you know what I'm trying to say? It's like a HOA just charging you for random shit. Like, Apple, why did you charge me £15 yesterday? I'm going broke. What am I even paying £15 for? I don't know. It just says Apple. Apple took £15. Apple took £2. So I guess we're all getting fucked in some kind of way, you know? And no matter how beautiful the garden is, you can't leave. You have no choice. You have no choice to leave, bro. No matter how perfect everything is, if you have no choice whether to be there or not, how beautiful is it really? That's what I'm trying to say. Both sides have their ups and downs. Moving on, I've realized to come how close-minded the people that have started with Android and iPhone and have stayed with Android and iPhone since, and they haven't switched over. I've realized to come how close-minded these people actually are. I was having a conversation with my friend the other day, and he goes to me, iPhone's complicated, and I was like, Why would you say that? And he continues to say that why do you have two separate tabs? Why aren't they all in one to make it easier? And I was questioning our friendship for a second. I was genuinely wondering if this guy had some form of autism. Maybe his brain was leaking out his ear. Maybe he hit his head before he came. I don't know. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, the notification center and the control panel are on two separate tabs. And on the Android, it's all mushed together in one. And if anything, that's probably more annoying. But you know, sure, whatever. Like, I want to use my control functions. Why the fuck am I looking at the notification center? And I want to open the notifications. Why the fuck am I looking at the control panel? You know, it's better if they're separate. It's better if they stay segregated. It's better if they stay with their own kind, you know? The notifications stay with the notifications and the control panel should stay with the control panels, you know? They should make out with each other. They shouldn't mix with each other, you know? It's not normal. And iPhone users, and I feel like most iPhone users think like this, and there's like a whole stigma around like Android as being buggy, slow, ugly, and some are pretty fucking ugly, don't get me wrong, but you know, and they're like, oh, why do the emojis look like that? I'm like, leave the fucking emojis out of this, okay? What have the emojis done to you? I know they're a bit ugly and maybe even a bit sus, but you aren't that good looking either, okay? You're not fucking good looking, you know? Okay, but seriously, I do feel like there is some close-mindedness once you started with something and you stick with it. So you've had the Android your whole life, you're gonna stay with Android your whole life. You started with an iPhone, you're gonna stay with an iPhone your whole life. And then there's cool people like me that switched over time, you know? I got the best of both worlds. To be honest, if it's not broken, you shouldn't need to change it. Why would you? Why would you have to? But it's always nice for some change, you know? One more thing I do want to address, because there are like some idiots out there. Maybe I'm wrong. You can correct me if you need to, but I do feel like these are idiots that have some genuinely low IQs, because maybe phone wars, they meant something back then in 2014, but I really feel like we peaked phones now. Price wise, they're all the same. Looks wise, they're all the same. Features wise, they're all the same. Like back then you had to factor in a bunch of things, like this is a flip phone, this one has a keyboard, this one has this one doesn't even have a camera, this one you can't even change the wallpaper, this UI is bullshit. But nowadays it's just all the same. There's no way you can like differentiate them anymore. It's just like, hey, you know, it's just a phone now. Yeah, so I don't really see like the point of like phone wars anymore. And honestly, I see Android users like freedom fighters in some sort of way. Like every conversation you have with them, they're always like, well, you can't download this and you have to pay for that and you can't do that. And I'm like, I agree. Like since I started using an iPhone, I feel like you're more chill, you know? You're more the chill type. It's just use the phone for calls, social media, watch movies late at night, watch X Hamster Midget videos, you know, nothing more, nothing less, no risk of viruses. You're in your walled garden, 15-foot high garden, you know, you can never get out, nothing's gonna get in, because that's all we need. We don't need nothing more. And Android users, they like their freedom, you know, they like to do whatever they want. It's like they're like in the Wild West, you know, lawless, kind of dangerous, more prone to viruses, play around and test things, hack mods, do whatever you want. It's fun. Anyways, I love talking about this topic today. I wanted to talk about this topic for a while as well. If you got any disagreements, then go fuck yourself and tell me, Android, iPhone, why? Let me know, man. Seriously, in the comments. And I didn't make the 2024 video. If you saw my last video, I said I was going to make a 2024 video of like a whole recap and everything. I'm working on it. I don't know if I'm going to go through with it, because I don't feel like I have enough like information on all these people, you know? I don't think I have the brain capacity to even like make these kind of videos. You know, I like making these short videos about some topics that I have sometimes, but you know, I don't think I have the brain for that. But anyways, I love talking about this topic. See you.